Lucario!
Zzz.
Lucario!
Zzz. Lucario Z. A Z is just a 2 on the straight and narrow after all. A 2 after boot camp. Gosh, it looks like the Lucario we have at home, or Lucario's Fursona, or Hatsune Miku. We've previously dug really deep into the design, lore, and origins of Riolu Lucario and Mega Lucario in this award-winning video here, so we're just going to focus on this brand new Mega in this video. This. What does it change or add to Lucario's furry Egyptian god-boxing Eastern Buddhist warrior monk design, and why? Well, here's my reaction to it.
I've seen it. I've not seen the trailer, but I've seen what it looks like in a picture form. Let's see it in motion. That usually changes a lot. Mega D. It's got dreads. Or something like that. It looks pretty cool. It's got a stance. I'm pretty sure that's a specific stance, and it wiggles. Does it have a shark tail? Its tail is split, like Espeon's, but why would it be a Nekomata? It's definitely got that Egyptian eyeliner. Okay, I'm not in love with the design, but I don't hate it. Anyway,
according to the Pokemon site, areas of its body, such as the backs of its hands and its shins, have been hardened with steel energy. By concentrating its strength precisely into these hardened parts, it can deliver powerful blows that wouldn't seem possible based on its appearance. It definitely feels like this Mega focuses on Lucario's steel type, while the original Mega focuses on its fighting type, which is a good way of differentiating them if you've gotta keep their types the same, though it might have been more interesting if at least one of them changed. As you can see, all of the spikes on Lucario and Mega Lucario OG have been smoothed down on Mega Lucario Z, making its attacks much blunter and club-like. While not as famous as their fancy Kopesh swords, Egyptians did use blunt maces and clubs, especially during the Ptolemaic dynasty. But even the very first pharaoh, Narmer, is depicted wielding one, and that pose he's doing in this art would go on to be called the smiting pose, and used in Egyptian art for more than 3,000 years. One arm down, one arm straight up, though both bent a bit at the elbow. It would be cool if this were the intended reference, since this game heavily features themes of endings followed by new beginnings, Z to A, so Mega Lucario Z is here to finish the battle quickly as a Z Mega evolution, but it also might reference the first pharaoh as well, the beginning of a new era. Just a fun thought. Though this pose could also just be to emphasize Z, the same way Mega Raichu X and Y emphasize the shapes of those letters. Look at the main Mega Lucario Z art. Make it a silhouette, look at it from behind. Definitely a zigzagging Z with legs. But yes, Z Mega Evolution is a new type of Mega Evolution. They will be able to attack quicker, but they also burn through their Mega power faster, so they can't stay in this form for as long as other Megas. Very much a "this fight ends now" kind of Pokemon, even more so than Megas already were. Back to the site, the long fur growing around its head and waist, as well as its fan-shaped tail, make it difficult to get a full view of Mega Lucario Z's aggressive movements. In close combat, this can work to visually disorient opponents. Have you noticed that quite a few fighting game characters have long, tightly bound hair? It makes their moves flow and look cooler for one, but it also makes their silhouette a bit more difficult to read compared to just a torso with 4 limbs. Gosh, it's no wonder Street Fighter fans hate this guy. But the tail being fan-shaped? I suppose by technical definition, its tail splitting out like this is akin to how one would open a paper fan, but I doubt that's the actual inspiration here. Regular Lucario's tail is vaguely Kopesh-shaped, so perhaps now it's shaped like another Egyptian handheld device, the Waz scepter. This was the staff that Anubis and Set most often wield. The bottoms of these scepters end with a fork, which could easily become Lucario's tail tip. But what about the head of this scepter? Well, that's the middle part of Lucario's new dread layout. Very thin, and rather than all coming out the back like before, it's curved on top of its head. One part back, one part forward. same as the scepter. The reason Set and Anubis wielded this was because it was seen as a magical amulet in staff form, and was responsible for the well-being of the deceased. And that's a major part of Anubis's whole deal, though despite common belief, he's not the god of the dead. That's Osiris. Anubis is the god of the mummification process and helps the dead reach the afterlife. See our Lucario video for details, but Set wields this thing too. And look at the Set animal hieroglyphs. Same split tail, though sometimes split in three. The Set animal, or Set beast, is the animal form of Set, who was the god of deserts, storms, disorder, violence, and foreigners. Seeing as this game takes place in France and Lucario and Set are both very Egyptian foreigners, works here, because Egyptians are foreigners when they're in France. Violence, there's the fighting type, and disorder and storms may refer to that distracting dreadlock flowing all around reference that it mentions. Plus, most, though not all, Egyptologists agree that he was the father of Anubis. So yeah, OG Mega Lucario, time to meet your daddy! Being the father and thus being older can fit with the idea behind Z Mega Evolution 2. Consider older martial artists. They're most often the most skilled ones, and in media, when they do have to fight, they tend to be the best at it. However, they don't have as much endurance anymore due to their age and can't fight that good for very long. Which, again, is literally what Z Mega Evolution is all about. Also notably, it's Set's fault that his brother Osiris is the god of the dead, hanging out with his son Anubis all the time. It's due to Set being the one who murdered Osiris and spread the poor guy's body parts all over the land. That's also why Osiris is all green and dead and stuff. So that's nice. But the reason this is just called the Set animal rather than just naming any particular animal is that it's kind of unique. Even the best Egyptologists don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, or if it's even supposed to be anything exact. It's like an aardvark donkey dog. It's got squared upright ears, a long snoot, a jackally fennec fox dog body, but with hooves sometimes. And of course, that split tail. But you know, hooves are hard and blunt, like the metal parts on Lucario's paws. Lucario's mostly canine-y, so there's the dog body. Its dreads are kind of like blunted ears. Final point. Unlike regular Lucario's black face stripe, this Mega Lucario's is white and made up of many circles. It even gets these white crescent moon shapes on its ears, and the spikes around its eyes are much more smooth and curved compared to OGML's. And sure enough, Set has quite a few moon relations. While Khonsu is the deity of the moon and Thoth has a lot more to do with the moon, it was Set who tore out one of, or in some tellings both, of Horus's eyes. And if you don't know, Horus's eyes are the sun and the moon, and it's his moon eye that Set always takes, thus causing eclipses. The eclipse ending then is why, in one myth, the moon disk eye of Horus emerges from Set's head after he is impregnated by Horus against his will, and thus Horus gets the moon, which is his eye, back. Lovely. But yes, you can clearly see all of the moon and disc shapes all around Mega Lucario Z's head, and I love that. Gosh, what a mega design. Let me know if I missed anything obvious. I am rushing this video. Thank you for watching, and never stop using your noggin. So you're like Anubis and Set now, huh? What a cool little thing. No wonder it's like the third most popular Pokemon.